So, I think I'm unmuted, right? Yep. Biggest takeaways from last section. Now, here's a little insight. If you do multiple trainings, right? This just happens to be all kind of in one day, but if you do multiple trainings, if you're going to go do some which I think most of you might, it'll be a great way to leverage your talents and skills is to do some training, some challenges. Always start the next section with what did people learn from the last section, so that if you have separate videos, they want to go back and watch the last video, right? You're always looking to market. So this is my marketing piece. What did you what's some big takeaways from your last section where we talked about prioritizing our pillars?
Often what you think is the most important is actually the least important.
So did yours get completely upside down reversed? Like Diane's was really?
Yes.
Isn't that something? So then the question is that how is it that the thing that served us most got put at the bottom? How were we wired to put it there? How were we told to put it there when the wiring inside of us says, I feel more free if I took that and made that first?
Is it old story? Is it unconscious beliefs? Is it
addiction to approval?
Fear?
Addiction to approval.
Yes.
I want to be like everybody else is. And everybody else told me I should be like this, so I'll be like that. Do you realize that? So here's possibly an aha, that everybody that's about to walk through your door, your front door, loves who they are, and you are a rehabilitation center where nobody wants to be there. As much as they walk through the door and paid you, they don't want to be there because they don't have a story that says it's okay for them to be healthy.
Yes. I see that. I feel that. Yes.
So what now, if you had to organize the pillars for your clients, think about this. This is something you may want to write down, everybody. If you had to organize the pillars for your clients in the first 72 hours of your relationship, which might be the pillar that they need first?
Mind.
And how many of us are teaching them finance? Or we're teaching them body?
Yes.
Didn't you, when you talked to me, you said, here's what this is going to do for you. You educated me. Now, I may have asked you, what the hell is this? what glass tubes and neon gas and noble gas. And, well, look, if you can see it, if you can put it in the dark, you can see sparks. Yeah, whatever. I mean, I know it would. So think about this. You're going from society, but you can't ask them to go into society because they don't even have faith in themselves. You're asking them to show up in society weller, healthier, looking better, lost weight. The reason that they shy away from their wellness goals is because they don't know how to show up in society, which means their mind. Hell with society, they don't even know how to show up with their family, which is their mind. So if you were going to go work on what you need to educate, wouldn't it make sense to educate yourself on the mind of a human versus the performance of a human? You know, if you take those tubes, whether they want lymphatic assisted clearing, cleansing, whatever it is, they're going to get lymphatic. You knew that was going to work on me. You didn't go, I wonder if this is going to work on Sean. Is there anything you did to me, through me, with me that you thought, I wonder if this is going to work? You just wondered what the results were going to be. And when you saw how fast this was taking, you going, isn't that, you were excited. I was in pain. She was excited. Isn't that's like a little sadistic, isn't that? I'm going, "Ugh." She's like, oh, that's so awesome. I'm like, screw you and the horse you came in on. What do you mean that's so awesome? She's like, yeah, no, that's awesome. Because the body is doing what it's supposed to do. Most people, it takes a couple of sessions. And I just happen to be an overachiever for pain. Well, I wasn't following the rules. I was, I'll take 72 of it. So the point is that if we are in a society-based pillar, we have to understand how do we help the mind of the individual arrive at their place. So aren't we helping people with their mind, whether it's in our network marketing business, whether it's in our wellness business, whether it's in our coaching business, whether it's in our training business? Our mind has to be on them and their ability to show up in society. Because if we're self-sabotagers, can you imagine the people we're about to go work with, how self-sabotaging they already are? And now you're going to come along and go, we can fix that. Team of Mules haven't been able to fix it yet. Which is why the number one thing that they talk about every network marketing company should do, and you should do on your team regularly, recognition. Well, recognition is about them being able to show up in society and be loved for themselves. How is it about making the phone call now?
Yeah,
Yeah. It's shifting, isn't it?
it's good. Yes.
Yeah. All right. So now, anyone else before we go into some strategies on acquiring your DMP?
I just have a question about the list.
Sure.
And that was awesome between Diane and Silky. I keep looking at mine. I know what I wrote down is someone else's formula. What is it? I am, rather than do it now, because I understand that I had it opposite, but I don't know that it's completely opposite. Is it a meditation? What is the best way to come to that, to find that in my own self?
So in order to get to your 100K, 102, right? Was it 102? No, 115.
115 and yeah.
Yep. So in order to get to the 115, which pillar needs to be most active?
Well, I came to understand that it actually was what was at the bottom.
Okay.
And that was society.
Okay. So society. So now in order to do what you, now here's, so let's just go into our DMP.
Okay.
So your goal is to make 115K. Right? That's your DMP. It's a dollar figure.
Yes.
In the next 12 months.
Yeah.
Awesome. And you have 100% confidence you have a business model or will acquire a business model that'll get you there.
Probably closer to the latter. Yes.
Okay. So back to not probably, you have 100% confidence that you will
yes.
See the difference. Okay.
Yes,
So now,
absolutely. Yes.
Right. So now I will have a formula. So for all of you, break down in the simplest way, which is take the number divided by 12. So what's 115 divided by 12?
I don't know. Let's just make it 10,000. Let's make it an even 120. It's
Okay.
easier math. Otherwise I got to get
Well, that's see what's happening is that you're already defacing your goal.
Okay. Hang on.
And this is what we do.
This is what we do.
Exactly. It's okay. Yep. So 115, you can take it with all the pennies and the dollars and divide it by 12.
I will. I have it right here.
Yep.
93152 divided by 12. Okay. 9,660 and 96 cents.
Okay. So write that down for the month. You all do this for your month. You got your number?
Yes.
Okay. So how many days a month you plan on working? And then in the beginning, it might be more, and in the end, but just on average, is it 20 days, 15 days, 10 days?
Oh, in a month. I was thinking weeks. Okay.
Nope, in a
It
month.
would be 20 days.
Okay, so 20 days. So take that number divided by 20. This strategy is real easy. The math side of this is
483.
real easy. What's that?
483
Dollars a day.
and round it out to 5 cents because it's 0.48.
Okay, so 483.05, right? Watch how simple this is. How many hours a day do you plan on working in those 20 days? How many hours per day?
5.
Okay, so take 483.05 divided by 5.
$96.61.
Okay, so in an hour, you're going to make 96.61. Do you currently have a 90? Listen carefully. This is for everybody. Do you currently have a, whatever your number is, of equal value to provide to your client base, to provide to your audience? Do you have $97 worth of value to provide to your audience consistently for the next 5
Ooh,
hours? Simple answer, yes or no?
No.
No. So guess what we get to work on now? The thing that will provide the value. That's it. DMP done, 115K done.
Thank you. I feel so much better.
Right? So now we got to come up with something that's worth $96 in value. So what do you charge for an hour's worth of coaching?
Not enough.
Okay, so what do you charge? That wasn't my question, Your Honor.
Okay, I understand.
I
Your
know,
Honor.
we're playing.
I'm gonna answer.
Yep.
I actually $90.
Okay, so you're $6 off. Can you provide $6 worth more value to charge them $100? Can you provide $10 more in that hour to say you're at $100 an hour?
Yes, I can.
Okay, so now here, you ready?
I need more of them.
Okay, hang on. We'll make it easier. Would you like to work harder or work smarter?
Smarter.
So come up with $1,000 worth of value that somebody's got to absolutely go. If that's what she's giving away, I can spend $100. Can you 10x the value? Can you 10x the price? Because everybody wants value, right? Can you give 10 times the return? Let me ask you this. Isn't this worth $100,000, this program to you right now, Weezy?
Absolutely.
It's and here's the thing. The same program's worth $5 million maybe to Selkie. It's worth $500,000 to Diane. So between the 6 of you, I got 100 from you, 100 from Amber, 100, 200 from Heather, 500. So that's 100, 200, 700, 1.2 million, $7.2 million worth of value I'm providing right now. You know why there'll be a struggle? Because you haven't paid for it. Which is why I'm going to offer you a mentoring program for the year 2025. And if you don't hit your goals, you don't pay. I pay you back. We'll put it that way. How about that for put your money where your mouth is? You pick the number, I'll get you there. If you got a business model and we both agree on it, I'll get you there. That's not the hard part. The hard part was is coming up with the mental problem. Is coming up with a formula that works. Does that make sense? If you got the formula, I can get you there. To me, the mind is easy. The hard part is you coming up with the formula. Then we can come up with a formula. So,
thank you.
First thing you have to do, so write this down. First thing you have to do is come up with $100 worth of value product. Anybody else do their number per hour?
Mine is 254.
Okay, so do you have $254 worth of value you can give your clients?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So then that's all you need to do is figure out how to get them. Now you need to 10x it. So it's $2,500 worth of value. Can you give them through education, certification, training, whatever it is, $2,500 worth of value? They go, you mean I can get this for $200? Yeah.
Yes, I can do that.
So then the question is can you come up with that every hour of the hours you work? Which is why you all need to have your electronic PDFs. You need to have your training manuals. You need to have your giveaways. I don't care if you go copy it from somebody else. Use my stuff. Just tell me so that when they call me and they go, hey, listen, so-and-so shared this. I'm like, oh, okay. So now the leverage is it doesn't have to be all your own stuff. The leverage in the doing is creating content. Have you ever heard me mention Think and Grow Rich? Or Wallace or Science of Getting Rich? Right? Or Wayne Dyer? I give you value from them that I gleaned from them. It's not all my stuff. It's very little of it's my stuff. But the stuff that's mine is pretty powerful. So that's your number one. That's your number one. Number two is so watch this. You got your number one. I got to go figure out the finance part of this. I got to go figure out the formula. How do I provide value? You got to figure out the technique, the whatever it is. It's a teaching, a PDF. It's this, it's that. It's access to you. It's to your free calls. It's to whatever it is. Second part is that hang on. Oh, as you deliver it, it's how to convert it. How do you get that out into society? Which is the price you'll pay. These are the prices. So when we talk about DMP, once you figure out your DMP, the second thing that Napoleon Hill says, what's the price you're going to pay? Is it that you're going to go do call to actions and not just be Google on YouTube or Facebook or Instagram? You need to come up with a monthly training formula. What's your word for the month? What's the thing that people are going to go, I got to hang around you? I have no idea if this would make any sense, but if Heather talked about, okay, so January, after the holidays and everything else, people want to lose fat. The fastest ways to lose fat is through your lymph system. So we're going to talk about getting back to your pre-holiday body. Everybody put on their 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever it is. So maybe January for you is get back to your at least your pre-holiday body. Which means what? Well, it's in the cold. Half of her audience is in the cold. They're not going to go out and they're not going to do their walking. They're not going to do this. So you've got to come up with other things that get them to activate their metabolism. And then what you do is they say, hey, listen, for those of you that are really serious about it, doing it, kind of want a little cheat code, come on in for a $225 lymphatic cleaning, assisted lymphatic session, and we'll get the lymph nodes going so that your body can metabolize and get rid of the waste. Oh, you mean I could just lay down for 45 minutes and you can do this? Yep. Well, no, there's more to it. No. There is no more to it. That's it. Now, if they want to leverage all of that and do the detox and do the tincture, that's another $75 to do yes, we can do that. But if you want to if you want a jump start, if you want the Hollywood lose 10 pounds over the weekend kind of mindset, come on in and let's jumpstart your lymphatic system. Because there's not a dressing at the Sizzler that has a jumpstart your lymphatic system on it. Right? So what's the thing that you know that January is coming up? So what's the thing your audience is going to need, Wheezy, in January?
having been around family, they're going to need to find their story.
Okay, so there you go. So know what your audience, your current avatars are currently looking for. If you're in the wellness world, it's about getting yourself healthy again. It's about making sure you go more than January 3rd to the gym. It's whatever it is, right? Don't make it a resolution, make it a revolution. Don't resolve to becoming healthy, revolt against illness. Right? And go find your avatars. If 2025 is your year to get healthy and you want to do it for more than 3 weeks, we should hang out together. I'm not looking for the people who want to do it Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. I'm looking for people who want to do it every day a little bit and catch up on the way their body works. Whatever it is. That makes sense? But know what your market. So don't sell summer in January. Sell the chance to get to summer. What if you started talking about, hey, listen, let's not wait till April to go get your beach body, your bikini body. We should probably start now so it's not such a big push in April. What's happening in June this year for a lot of women? This is for everybody. What's happening in June? What's typically June is the big month for it. It usually happens. Yeah, it happens on a Saturday. Yeah. So why not start talking about preparing for your wedding? Before everybody else does. What's Wayne Gretzky's famous line he's known for? Skate to where the puck is going. Skate to where the puck is going. Stop trying to catch up to the puck. Skate to where the puck is going. Which comes down to, what business are you really in? Where have I heard that before? And what business do you need to be in 6 months from now? What business are you in? What business are you really in? What business do you need to be in 6 months from now? And if society is your focus, you need to be in the business of being prepared for where people are going to want to be in 6 months. Can you get them jump started? What if you did a bikini body special? I don't know. Body by Schlitz. Just making sense? So now we're getting into the strategy. Where does your audience want to be? So where does your audience want to be in February? What happens in February? What's the holiday in February?
Valentine's?
Yeah. So what if you allowed guys, and here's how you can market to guys. What if you had guys, listen, my company wants to pay for the most expensive Valentine dinner you could ever think of. Go ahead and make the reservations now because it doesn't cost anything to make the reservations at the most exclusive place and let my company pay for it. How many of you are freaking out? You're sweating a little bit going, do what? You're not saying that you're going to pay for it. Between now and then, do you think your business model would offer a guy to make $500 between now and February? Just 500. Do you think that'd be a pretty cool dinner to take his bride, his girlfriend, or whatever to a $500 dinner? What do you think is an expensive, not the ones you've been on? What do you think is an expensive Valentine's Day dinner that would even surprise you? Maybe you got to drive to Minneapolis. Right? So start thinking about what's February. When's spring break? Do you see how you're filling out the calendar already? When's spring break? What does everybody want to do on spring break? They want to go on a family vacation. What if spring break? Hey, listen, my company wants to pay for your spring break family trip. How do you do that? What's your answer? Very well. Why do you ask? Yep. Stop thinking you need to be the one putting the formula in place. You need to find out their drive. If they want their drive, the how doesn't matter. You're going to show them what this is what we do. Oh, well, I don't want to do that. Okay, next. All you're wanting to do is find people who have what? Dreams. And these people are located where? In your finance pillar or your society pillar? You're not the right, listen, you are not the right oar for everybody's boat. And whacking them over the head with your oar doesn't mean they're going to get in your boat. So, if you're in the wellness world, listen, I'm curious who anybody feel they need an extra couple of months to get their body into bikini ready weather or one suit weather ready, right? But start them early. Don't put the stress on them. Do you realize that I had a friend who went and made 100 grand by running an ad that said it was dealing with all of the women who were going to go sweat into their dress. Did any of you ever heard that? Sweat into your dress? It was women who bought the dress a size or 2 sizes too small, and they went and had to work out so they could fit in their dress for the wedding. My company will help you get into a dress size 2 sizes smaller than you have on order. Reach out to me. My company would love to pay for your wedding dress. How do you do that? Very well. Why do you ask? See how if we're going to deal in society, don't we have to have curiosity gaps that are designed around society? They're called curiosity gaps. And you can chat GPT a curiosity gap for your particular world. We'll just do it right now while we're chatting here. Somebody give me a world you're going to work in.
Reframing your story
And the story around
around
empty
their own
nester?
perspective.
Okay.
Sorry.
I was curious whether it's on their own perspective or empty nester. So on their own perspective of what?
Well, as an empty, yeah, as a 45-year-old or older woman, empty nester who hasn't worked on herself forever.
So again, leveraging, right? And you spent years putting everyone else first. What happens when it's finally your turn? Most empty nesters struggle with this one. Give me 5 more. Your kid's flown the nest, but what if your best years haven't even started yet? You've mastered taking care of everyone else, so why does focusing on yourself feel so foreign? These are curiosity gaps. And all I did was, here's what you see. I typed in curiosity gap, reframing their story on an empty nester is not taking the time for her. When the nest empties, your life shouldn't feel empty too. This is about working smarter, not harder. The technology is there. I'm not the sharpest knife in the drawer, but I know where the stone is to go sharpen me.
Yes. Thank you. That's cool.
Does that make sense?
Yes, I love it.
So I'll put these in the chat.
Thank you.
but you can go do this, right? This is available to you. Anybody else? So that I can give you, they call it about the prompt, right? Why is it not showing up? They call it about being the prompt, how to ask the question to the conversation. No, I want this to go to everyone. Oh, it's not showing up. So, chickens are mad. It's cold last night. Oh, let me see if I stop share. If it lets me to post. I'll send those to you send me a text, Wheezy, if you can, so that it'll pop up. Who else? Anyone else want me to do a little demo on a curiosity gap for you? Give you an idea?
Busy moms of brain fog.
Busy moms. Let me ask for one little bit of information. These busy moms, kids, no kids, grown kids, adult kids, baby kids,
Young kids.
young kids, busy moms with young kids and brain fog. Create curiosity, CUROSITY, curiosity gap. Teasers. And which platform might you be teasing them on?
What was that?
Which platform might you be teasing them on? Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn?
Probably Instagram and LinkedIn.
Okay. So, and the reason that I ask that is because we know there's certain demographics that are each for, can mom brain affect your career? I don't think I'd have thought of that one. This is for professional. Here's ones on short, impactful, relatable. Feeling like you can't think straight and don't even know where the day went. Here's why mom brains isn't your fault. So this is where they go. So it creates the pain and it's saying you're not at fault. It's not your problem, right? Because guilt is a big thing that moms feel. It's not your fault. You didn't do this, because what is every mom who has mom brain thinking? I got to get better. I don't know why I can't do this. And then they start, right? Depression starts to roll in. They call it mom brain, but it's just a nicer way of saying burnout. And here's one shift that every busy mom needs to get their clarity back. Right? So that's Facebook. Look at LinkedIn. Between managing a household, right? The key that would be the demographic of a LinkedIn. Between managing a household and chasing career goals, brain fog can feel inevitable. But is it? Here's how busy mom's taking it out of it. And instead of you saying, here's what you should do, it says, here's how busy moms, here's how that's select, because every mom who thinks they can't do it is watching moms who do it, right? You see how the psychology works here? So it's saying, here's how busy moms are boosting their mental clarity in under 10 minutes. Holy crap. You mean there's women out there doing what I'm doing, but they're doing it easier, better in 10 minutes? If brain fog has you questioning your productivity, you're not alone. Here's how busy moms, right? And it's always taking, not you saying you should do this. You're saying, I work with those moms who do this. Here's a good way for them to do it. Does that make sense? Do you feel less needing to be the one that has the answer to just see who raises their hand?
It's interesting, yeah.
And so here's what we put in for the prompt. Busy moms with young kids and brain fog. Curiosity gap, teasers, Instagram, and ones that are unique to LinkedIn. Doesn't sound that hard, does it?
I had two ladies that said that to me last week, and some of the stuff would do good. Thank you.
right? And so, and here's the thing, Diane, you can say, listen, help create curiosity gaps for women who ask me this. So you can take everything that everybody uses you for. So watch this. So if I say CG equals curiosity gap, it doesn't take off for spelling. So there you go. Not, oh, curiosity gap. I get asked often how to create a powerful DMP, and I deliver on that. What would be some CGs for those looking to create their DMP? Most people think they know their purpose, but why do 98% fail to truly live it? The answer lies in one critical step they overlook. Isn't that wouldn't you go one step? Your DMP isn't just a goal, it's a blueprint for your life, but how do you know if you're building on the right foundation? Sounds like they know me, which now ChatGPT has a memory and it pulls from its memory. A powerful DMP isn't just about what you want, it's about aligning your life to get it. The one question that will transform. So there you go. That's how fast you can use this and you get out of your stuck mode. So I would encourage you, this is not going away. They may narrow it down and it may come under certain control. Hello, James. What's your name? Seamus. Hello, Seamus. Does that help? Anybody else need a little teaser? Question help, or you got it? So now we've got our hourly. Do you think if I have these 10 things listed, I could come up with, okay, do you want to see how this, now you want to see how content creation happens? What? Why? I don't have no food. I got no food. So somebody pick one of these, pick 1 through 10, and we'll do a quick little $100 value idea.
7.
7. Okay. I don't even know what 7 is. I'm not even going to read it. So, give me a $500. Where's the dollar sign? $600 in value PDF. I want you to act, because you can tell it what to act like, right? What to think like. I want you to act as a world-class presenter as it relates to number 7, and give me 8 bullet points that produce what was 7? So now what if I say, hey, listen, everybody, my name's Sean Murphy. I'm a world-class trainer, speaker. I want to give you an 8-step formula to create your definite major purpose. 8 steps. That's it. That's all you got, with some bullet points underneath. Now I've only got time to give you about 5. So if you want the other 3, just reach out to me. So here's number 1, start with the end in mind. We all know that, but how many of us really do that? So you can define your success, what it looks like for you, not for others. What I found in trainings and teachings is that most people will give me a definite major purpose that makes sense for the society they live in, not the society they want to choose to live in. They do it for others, not this. We call that phenomenon addiction to approval. The power of one. Narrow your focus down to one major goal. Listen, I've got it's 6 more of these that you want. And if you want, reach out to me. I'll get you the list of the other 6. And then you can take that and put it into a PDF. Let's see. Now it sometimes does it. It doesn't. Great. Make that into a PDF. So there you go. Now it's making it into a PDF, copy and paste, and you're done. Meanwhile, you're still trying to struggle. What do I do? Don't let that be a reason anymore. Do you all have some action that you can go do stuff? So now, number 1 is, what do I want? You all figured out a number. Number 2 is, how much an hour do I need to produce? What's number 3 now? Go present it to be seen. So what are some of the ways that you would choose to be seen? What are some of the ways you would get this information out? Because you can't, right? Can't hide your light under a bushel basket. Do some things you've done before. Do a Friday Q&A from Missouri. You could do a what I learned from my clients this week.
I think we could all do that,
Yeah.
including you, Sean.
Exactly. 100%. 100%. What my clients taught me this week. Not you should have seen the whack job I talked to this week. Probably not or could be. Maybe you get known for that. The biggest challenge I had this week were people with their lymph nodes. The biggest challenge I had this week were people with their joints hurting. The biggest challenge I had this week was agricultural plants stuck in fertility mode, whatever the hell that is. We're getting ready for lambing season. Well, not me. My buddy is Stacy. And they got 35 lambs that are going to birth all within a week. 7 days. More like could be 3 or 4 days. But usually it's within a week.
Long week with no sleep.
And with twins and triplets. And so now we cleaned out the barns yesterday, and now he's preparing. He's got to put in another 25 stalls, temporary stalls for these mamas when they all come. He's got 34 in the first group. I said, how many were last year? He said 22. And that was elbows of all just confusion and mayhem. So yeah, kind of, it's fun. I like it.
And he learned that lesson from you last year that he will have in mind for this year.
Yeah. He said, I am so far ahead of this year than last year. I said, well, let's keep it that way. Could we please? So now you got to, so what's the price you're going to pay to go do this? Here's where the rubber meets the road. What's the thing you're going to go do to go offer the value? So Diane, your goal is to offer $5 million in value over the course of the next year. But you want to get real, you want to make it real easy, real quick. How much would a kid pay to spend with their parents to have another year with their parents? Mom's not doing so how many kids would like to take care of mom because dad passed away and she's got a broken heart and she's not taking care of herself? What if that was your niche of helping kids take care of their parents? Instead of parents aren't going to take care of themselves. So what if you found that marketplace where they got the disposable income? Hey, listen, I don't know about you, but my parents are whack jobs when it comes to wellness. They want everything for us. They will spend, you know what they spent on my grandbabies? How many would have you spent on your grandbabies? Right? But what about the kids who want to take care of their mom and dad? Speak to them, not the mom and dad. Because mom and dad they won't do it until it's too late, right? Speak to the parents who want to take care of their kids. I have two people who are in my wellness world who I admire and love and adore, and tell them they should be working with pets. One of them loves it so much she's getting her husband to do it. But your pets. Raj, what's the biggest expense your audience has? What's the biggest bill they have every month come due? Your audience is going to go, they need to spend money. They go, if I could just get some money for what?
I'm not sure I really understand the question.
So if you look at the audience that you're going to go build your business with,
Yes.
what's their biggest expense? Rent?
What's gonna be their
Car
biggest
payment?
expense? Time.
Yeah, but what do they spend money on?
What they spend money on? When they risk a trade and when they're in the
Yeah,
community.
Outside of the business, so they want to come in and trade to make money for what? So they have money for what? What are they going to spend their money on?
Normally the lifestyle.
Okay, like what? Give me a thing.
A car.
Okay,
house.
so what if you said, I work with a company that'll make all your car payments? Ask me how I do that. Ask me, how does your company pay for my car payment?
How do you do that?
Very well. Why do you ask? We teach people through electronic trading how to create income. We show them how to use formulas that perform better than average. Risk is always yours. Doesn't matter what it is. You go to Walmart and risk working at Walmart. But what we do is we minimize the risk so that they can afford to send you a check to make your car payment. Hopefully it's usually worth a lot more than your car payment. So through trading and through referring people. Well, I don't want to do that. Then great. That's why my company won't pay your car payment. But if you did, here's the requirements they have. I would sponsor people. You know how one of the best audiences I would enroll when I was enrolling people were people with tattoos. You know why?
No.
I said, my company will pay for your ink.
Tattoos are expensive.
They're very expensive. I was shocked. Somebody has a sleeve, it's like $3,000. Somebody's got a leg sleeve, it's 15, 20 grand, depending upon who they go to.
Yeah.
I would kid, listen, I got a tattoo, 4 more payments and this baby's mine. What? You're doing tattoos on layaway? So now you got to go talk to people. When you go to present, the price you'll pay is you've got to go speak to that audience. Would it be fair to say that you've not spoken to the audience you need to in the way you need to speak to them?
Yes, that would be fair to say.
Yeah, it might be the same audience. You just got to go find what motivates them. Because I'd rather them pull me into their life than me have to pull them into mine.
That makes a lot more sense.
I invited a lot of people to the call this morning. I just invited. If they didn't show up, do you think I'd still be doing? I would have still been doing this if none of you showed up because I wanted to create the content. But the fact that you're here makes it a heck of a lot easier for me. So just go find the people who want your content and then go give them more than they ever expect. Is this, how many of you feel this is more than you expected?
Me,
How many of you feel this is something you've never heard me do before? This is what mentoring looks like. This is what me mentoring you, when you show up here and ask me the question and I show you and I walk you through a chat GPT or a conversation, or we completely reverse the way you look at things, that's mentoring. Have you do things you didn't know you could do. This is what a mentorship program looks like. That's why I have no problem. You give me a number you want, easy. Show me the formula that you can get there. And then, but I only have to work on your mind. That's easy with me. I'm not saying you're always going to like it, but it's definitely easy. Because now we have daily activities. Don't we have hourly activities? Can you go provide $100 worth of value? Listen, you can go give a $10,000 talk. That gets you 10 hours. You have to present the value you have. And here's the big thing. You all ready for an aha? Here's the aha. You know where you're going to be able to deliver $10,000 in value? Right now, Rudge, you could deliver a $10,000 in value conversation. So is it going to come from what you learned or what you already know? It comes from what you already know.
yeah,
So this comes from your experience. People are going to pay you for their experience, nothing else. They're not paying you to be Google. And you have to be okay with people paying you for what you know. And that's called your performance. Have you performed in the past that was valuable enough for people to pay you? That's where it comes from. Listen, I'll be the first one to say I needed this more than probably all of you. But the best way to learn something is to go do what?
do it.
Teach it. Yep. So if you want to go make your 100K or 500K, go teach being a 500K earner. Y'all ready for a huge aha?
Yes.
Napoleon Hill wasn't a Think and Grow Rich person until after he did it 20 years. And then he became the perfect child, the perfect experiment that came true. He went from an investigative reporter investigating Andrew Carnegie to becoming the student that produced the first formula for success after 20 years. I would encourage you not to wait 20 years. I would encourage you to remind yourself you've probably already done 20 years in the slammer, in the prison that you've called activity and work and frustration and aggravation. You are on parole. You have been let go. And 2025 is the year that you're going to let yourself go. You're free. What'd you learn? What'd you like?
I like that you reminded me that success is as close as my skin.
Mm-hmm.
I learned it's okay to be. I learned it's okay for people to pay me for my experiences. It's gonna take a little bit more learning to do, but I feel like I'm learning that it's okay for people to pay me for my experiences.
And so who's the best person that you could help with based upon your experiences?
At this current moment,
Mm-hmm. The person you just were. So how many people don't know what you know?
a significant amount of people.
So is there a big enough audience that want of people who want to know what you know?
I for sure.
So if they want to know what you know, then don't talk to anybody else who doesn't want to know what you want to know.
That makes
And-
sense.
And you can only help the people you were yesterday.
That also makes sense because you're a new person every day.
That's it. So that's independent of race, color, creed, language. So
Whoa.
they don't have to look like you. They don't have to sound like you. It's called a psychographic, not a demographic. So stop working in a demographic and start working in a psychographic. People who want to know what you want to know.
That also makes sense.
Doesn't matter that it's not about gender. Doesn't matter about race. Doesn't matter about education. There's people out there who are afraid to have goals, but if they met you, they go, if he could do it, I want to do it. And where we get ourselves into hot water is when we try to we try to guide somebody to farther than we are. I can't guide somebody to a $20 million personal business. I've not done a business of $20 million. I've run $100 million corporations. It wasn't my company. So if I go, I'll help you get to 20 million. I can help Silky get to 5 million. I can help Diane get to 500,000. You want 20 million in personal income? I can't get you there yet in a year. But I know if we work on it together, I can get you to 10 and then we can go on. We'll figure out the next 10. It's probably a lot like the last 10. But I'm not going to be somebody that say, I want to do 20 million. Then I'm not your mentor. I can't get you there. But I can get you to where I've been. Does that make sense? So just get people to where you are. There's enough people out there that can, based upon your business model, that you can help get started to get where you are. They don't have to go any farther. And as you continue to go, you get to take them along. I get to take all of you on this journey. Today, I've never done this training before, but it's enough that I've been able to knit and weave things together that I can take you on this journey because I've been to where all of these parts go, but I've never made this soup. This is what time is it? 10:30, almost 11 o'clock. So we started at 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. This is a 4-hour training. How many of you feel this? So here's the thing that I want you to pay attention to. How many of you feel we're still at the tip of the iceberg? That's what I want you to be able to present when you start doing your teaching and training to people, that no matter how long you go, they always realize that, oh my God, there's so much more. This is just the tip of the iceberg. He's given me everything he's got, and this is the tip of the iceberg because I know that he's got so much more because this is just because you become great at what you're great at. I learned putting the music or doing the GPT thing and all of that. I'm not good at that stuff. I'm great at this, which is why you all know we could go another 4 hours, couldn't we? You could give me one topic and we could go another hour and we take a break and you give me another time. And we could still touch the tip of the iceberg as deep as you think we're going to go. We're still at the tip of the iceberg. Stop thinking that giving them the iceberg is what they want to be on. They want to be on their own ship. avoiding the frickin' icebergs. I can show you that you can avoid the icebergs. There's so much more we've got to do, we get to go through, which is why I want to offer you the mentoring program. And if you want to find out what that is, you need to reach out to me. It is invitation only. It is one-on-one. It's intense. And it's not because you're here, because you're in the inner circle. There's an unbelievable, it's less than you would expect. It's more than you're probably ready for, but less than you'd expect. Because I'm 10 grand a month. It's not 120 grand. Although, wouldn't you think if what we did today could get you to your goal, wouldn't it make sense? Don't you think we'd do more than your goal? So, just throwing that out there. Who else? What'd you learn? What'd you like from today?
May I ask a question?
Yes, please.
Could you go through the formula again, way back from the beginning?
Yeah, which was?
For any challenge,
Mm-hmm.
you started to say number one is which pillar is it in?
Yep.
And then we went off on the other things. Could you
Okay.
finish the
So we have to identify which pillar it's in, which pillar is going to sacrifice, right? Kind of the extreme. So if I'm going to focus on family, we have to become aware of which pillar is going to get decimated. So let's say you want to work on your family pillar. Which pillar do you think gets decimated? Gets overlooked.
money?
Okay. So here's the secret to the formula. What if the pillar that got most overlooked was the reason you did it? What if you were able to use the pillar you're focusing on and the one that seemed to be overlooked, left behind, not used, was the story you get to sell? Does that make sense?
Absolutely.
Okay. So if you spend time with the kiddos, is it okay if your business still pays you?
Yes, please.
So if your business still pays you, it means you've had to understand what? Leverage.
Leverage.
So which means that in order for your business to pay you, let me ask this to all of you. How many hours a day would you like your business to pay you?
24.
So you either open up a 24-hour clinic
No,
or
thank you.
you provide value for the other 16 hours you're not working. So then ask yourself, how can I provide value 24 hours a day? It means they have to have access to you, right? How does somebody have access to you? You have access to a Nest program. How often can you use that Nest program I created for you?
Much as I want to.
So do you have access to me?
Yes.
And when you forget to use it and get reminded to use it, what's the text that usually sends me after you used it?
I love the Nest program so much.
Right?
Yeah.
So and I just giggle because I'm there, but I'm leveraged. When Heather and you both put the little things, these little bottles in the frequency, do you think I think of you when I go to take this dropper?
Absolutely.
So is it okay if I love you when I take the dropper and you don't even know?
Absolutely.
Is it okay if I take the dropper and love you and you are open to receiving it?
Yes.
Which means that every time you give that out, you have to be filled with what, Heather? Love and curiosity. Doesn't it make sense? So isn't your stuff already working 24/7? Here's one of the strategies. Why isn't it producing more? because it's isolated. Your 24/7 work is isolated. How do we stop it from being isolated? Ugh, you're going to tell me testimonials. Hey, what an idea. Which comes back to a phrase you've heard me say before. People only do business with you so they can do what? Brag. Give them a reason to brag. So the formula is, what pillar are you working in? What pillar sacrifices? How do you change it so that the pillar you're working in, the sacrificing pillar, is actually the story? And then how do you create a story that allows people to brag about that story? How many people within 100-mile radius of you would love to be able to have their mom or dad walk down the aisle for the wedding?
Could you ask me that again, please?
Sure. No. My question is that how many brides to be within 100-mile radius of you would love to be able to have their dad walk them down the aisle? And they can't right now because of a wellness condition. That's easily addressed. Changes the way you look at things, doesn't it? What do you think they'd pay for that?
More than what they have?
So what would be the story that you could tell about that? What would be even if it's a made up story? You know, one of the things I love about what I do is I help people do things they didn't know they could do. You know, imagine there's a bride and their dad's struggling with some challenges and joint challenges and everything else. I've helped dads be able to pick up their grandkids. What would it mean to be able to have a dad who could walk his daughter down the aisle? I don't know if that's you, but this is the kind of level of commitment I have with my customers and my clients and my patients. I promise you, we're going to get you more emotional. Facts tell, stories sell. So, formula recap: pillar it's in, pillar that sacrifices. What's the story that the sacrificing pillar? Because you have to create a formula that no pillar ever sacrifices. And your goal is to help people, and that could be part of your 24-hour access, is help people to never have to sacrifice their pillar. And then you can go to ChatGPT and create a curiosity gap. I don't want people to sacrifice their pillars. So I'll just type it in. Let's see here. Create some CGs, computer generated CGs around people not having to sacrifice any of your 6 pillars. What if you didn't have to choose between success and your family? Here's how to have both without burnout. Most people think they have to sacrifice their health to build wealth. What if the opposite were true? You're told to pick your priorities, but what if you didn't have to? Here's how to excel in the 6 areas of your life. Success often comes at a cost: your relationships, health, or happiness. But does it have to? The surprising answer inside. think achieving balance across your 6 pillars is impossible? Here's why it's not and how you can start today. Oh, and it even gave me, because of the question that we did with Heather, it gave me the LinkedIn ones. Can you truly thrive in your career without sacrificing family or health? The 6-pillar approach to redefining success proves you can. How do high achievers stay fit, wealthy, and deeply connected to their families? The answer isn't working harder. It's balancing their 6 pillars. I'm not a genius, but my fingers are. Who else? What'd you learn? What'd you like from the 4 hours today?
Well, I learned that I am wired for more. And I liked all of it. I liked all of it. The whole thing was remarkable. And the words thank you just seem to be very shallow and don't have the impact that I need them to have in order to express my gratitude for this.
So 4 hours ago, when we started this call, what's the biggest shift? Let's go back to what started our dialogue at 4 hours ago. Was this call you had to make? 97% failure rate, down to a 3. Where are you at now?
Oh, I'm at a 0. I'm at a 0. It is the shift that approaching everything through a lens of love and curiosity. There's no reason not to move forward with anything. Walking hand in hand, linking arms with love and curiosity.
And if one's not there, the other can be, right?
Certainly.
Because that was a big, what I just heard was to echo it. Oh, I don't necessarily love this, so let me just be curious about it. Because all right now, I don't love what I got to go do, but let me be curious about it. Let me see if I can go find some love in it.
Yes, and I absolutely can feel how that will be a default. I want to make that a default.
So imagine the next client that comes in, say, listen, I just want you to know you may feel a little shifted energy. You may feel something different. I'm operating from a place of love and curiosity. Is that okay with you? And watch their whole body relax. Because just like a dog can smell fear, what if they smelled love and curiosity?
Yes, this has the potential to improve everything.
Be planting that flower garden sooner than you think.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
You're welcome, welcome, welcome. Who else? What'd you learn? What'd you like? What'd you take away?
Well, I loved learning that I do want more. And it's real. The other part that was so new to me is the win-win is the same as win-lose versus win-win-win. And that reminded me of the weight of evidence, weighing it down. But it also was that a win and a win creates yet another mind of win. And I went, oh my gosh, this is so cool. So cool. And approaching oh, there's just so much I could just go on.
So here's the win-win-win that came to me that was flashed into my mind just now. When you were speaking to the kids,
yes,
you won, they won, but didn't the other speakers win because they said you had their attention, and how cool was that?
wow, yes, they did.
So you didn't outshine the other speakers, which is what competitive speaking sometimes happens when you're on a panel. Somebody's got to be the one. They were the one. You showed up, you loved the kids, they loved you. And the other speakers loved both because of the way you had the kids and the way you worked with the kids. That was a win-win-win. Just so you know that you had evidence of it and may or may not.
I have to write that down. Thank you, Sean, for reminding me. I appreciate that. Wow. Awesome. Thank you. Thank you. This
Love
has
it.
been amazing.
Pretty cool, huh?
Ah,
Not too bad for a rancher from
way,
Arkansas.
way more than cool. It's just that I feel so privileged to have been part of it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Love it. It's in the books now. Anyone else? Learn, like, love, on with the day. I can't believe it's 4 hours. I feel like we just got started. I haven't even gotten off the first page of my notes. I love it. Michelle goes, it's still going. I go, we really haven't touched the surface on a lot of things. Like, okay. So there you go.
Will there be a follow-up or is it?
Oh yeah.
included in-
Yes.
Okay.
Yep. Absolutely. Yeah, these will be on the dashboard. I may leave the number 1 unlisted on YouTube, but these are for you and for those who are part of the community. Now, I don't know that anybody's going to sit down and go through 4 hours, but I would encourage them to. If you're talking to people who want to go do something, if you're in, say, listen, I know you've been in network marketing for a while and you've been to every training and book and you got everything. I can tell you this is going to be probably one of the most powerful 4 hours you will ever spend your time with. This is that powerful. I know this is that powerful. This is life-changing to be able to take things and reverse them completely like that. Pretty significant. So, that being said, I love you bunches. I'm glad you were here. Thank you for participating in this with me. And we'll see you all where?
The next event.
Love it, love it, love it. And this, because they are as much a part of it as everything else, we will end it with the morning call as well. So somebody give me some Costa Ricas.
Pura vida.
Pura vida.
We love you, Mark. Thanks for being a part of this, brother. And some Lydias.
Peace be with
Peace be with us.
Peace be with us all. And the queen of goal setting, goal giving, goal achieving, and smile and got your back, Jessie Lee Ward.
Boss
Boss Lee.
Lee, we love you, girl. All right, everybody, go have some fun. Thank you for this. And we'll see you on a Monday.
Peace, family.
Hearts.
Bye for now.